All right, you know what it is. Welcome back, welcome back. So, we have another incident of police officer taking, I guess, actions that he feels is necessary. Let's take a look at what he does. Let me know what you think.
5 o'clock, some community members in Akron are calling for that city's police chief to be fired. This comes after Chief Brian Harding disagreed with recommendations from the independent police auditor who reviewed a use of force case.
In that incident, on body camera, a police officer body slammed a woman who was ultimately found not guilty of any crime. News 5's Bob Jones spoke with those demanding change and shows us how city leaders are responding tonight.
Body camera video captured Akron police officer Thomas Shoemaker body slam De'Ara Fields while he was trying to handcuff her during a family argument in January. She attended a news conference today, but her attorney spoke on her behalf.
Well, that's the whole video. Everything else is just kind of explaining, but we can go back real quick. It's basically a slam. I'm not even sure what the cop was in there for, but it couldn't be anything too serious because they said she wasn't charged with anything. So let's just take a look at the slam. Looked like she did go ahead first.
And shows us how city leaders are responding tonight.
Body camera video captured Akron police officer Thomas Shoemaker body slam De'Ara Fields while he was trying to handcuff her during a family argument in January. She attempted.
So from what I see, I don't understand. I mean, she looked like she's about to get arrested, detained, or whatever. But she kind of turned around and talked to the officers. I guess they call that, I don't know, passive resistant aggressive. I don't know, some crap. But it ain't like, she hit them or pushed them or shoved them or anything like that. She just kind of turned around and voiced her opinion. Cop didn't like that at all. Threw her face first. I couldn't really see if her head hit the ground. Could have went out the camera view, but all reports say that she got slammed to the ground. So from the little short video that we see, do you think it was appropriate? Let's see how the police try to explain this, because they pretty much said they didn't do anything wrong.
Attended a news conference today, but her attorney spoke on her behalf.
Now, the Akron Police Department knows this was excessive force. The Akron Law Department knows this was excessive force.
Akron's independent police auditor, Anthony Fennell, reviewed the case, including the video, and reached this conclusion.
I believe that the officer used excessive force in taking her to the ground by body slamming her.
Fennell recommended the officer be disciplined, but Police Chief Brian Harding rejected the findings and said the officer's actions were reasonable, adding
You ready? Here come the cops explaining
that when Shoemaker placed a handcuff on the woman's wrist, she pulled her right hand away and towards the officer, and in the past, others have done that to assault officers or flee. The case.
So, as you see, she did do exactly what he said. Like, looked like she about to get arrested, detained. She gonna pull her right, turn around, and say something to his face, but she didn't make any threatening maneuver. If anything, he could have just, I guess, pushed her away, but not like take it down head first. But I guess they're like, well, we're not gonna wait till she hit me. I'm gonna take a defensive maneuver and throw it down. And you got to take into effect, she is a female. Like I said, you can't treat everybody the same. Like, what if she was a 75-year-old woman? Well, I can't even say that, because just like a couple weeks ago, a 75-year-old man got slammed down. So, but in general, you can't treat everybody the same. You got to look at the object, feel, and try to decide what the threat is. If it's an older man, you got to be a little bit careful, unless he has a gun or something at you. But in this case, she doesn't. So basically, he made a defensive maneuver before, I guess, he thought she was going to do something more serious, like kick him, hit him, spit on him, whatever, etc. Take a quick look.
This was the first test of the authority of the police auditor and the Citizens Police Oversight Board.
So she clearly didn't attack him or do anything. She just kind of turned around and voiced her opinion, and she got slammed for that. And the cop said, that's okay. Well, his supervisor.
Created by Akron voters following the deadly shooting of Jayland Walker.
However, these recommendations have been ignored. Mayor Maddock and Chief Harding have turned a deaf ear to the cries of the community.
Ray Green from the Freedom Bloc organization feels Chief Harding should be fired.
We are demanding the immediate termination of Police Chief Brian Harding.
Judy Hill, president of the Akron chapter of NAACP, is not recommending the chief be fired, but she is calling for a Department of Justice investigation of APD.
What happens in a city when systemic changes occur, it's through that pattern and practice investigation when the Department of Justice comes in. That's what I want to see.
Fennell says he sees the process as progress, even if the chief didn't agree with his recommendations.
It's not a failure. It is creating the space for the community to have some input now.
Meantime, De'Ara's attorney plans to file a federal civil rights lawsuit against.
She don't look too bad. She definitely looked better here than the video, but she don't look too bad. All right, baby.
Against the city and the officer.
This sends a message to every police officer in this department that they can physically assault black women in this city and nothing will happen.
We asked Police Chief Harding for an interview, but at this point he has declined. In a statement, Mayor Shamus Malik said, in part, he's confident
You saw my man on the block. He working the corner.
in Harding's judgment and ability to lead our police department. He also said the law does not insist that the auditor's office and the police chief always see these difficult issues the same way. In Akron, Bob Jones, News 5.
Well, that's about it. Just let me know what you think. Because, it's stuff like this where the community ends up, not liking the police, hating them, and end up, doing things maybe they shouldn't be doing to them. It definitely looked like he was overly aggressive. If anything, he could have just grabbed her and restrained her. I don't know why he had to do some type of wrestling maneuver and throw her head down first. But that's what he chose to do. Let me know what you think in the comments. And like, comment.